I got a question for you. If you had a problem with parenting or maybe a health issue, do you think you would trust the answer of 50,000 strangers? No, I'm guessing probably not. Yet I see it happening time and time again that people have questions and thoughts about their businesses, and they go into huge Facebook groups or communities with thousands or tens of thousands of people where they get wildly different answers, and yet somehow they feel like they have to follow the answers of those people. And it can get you into a lot of trouble for a few different reasons. Now, when you go into a big group and you ask a question about your business, nobody is understanding the entire context of your business. They don't know what you've tried, what you haven't tried, your audience, where you are visible, your capacity, how much time and energy you have, whether you have a team, whether you have an existing audience, what you've tried before, what your skill level is, how long you have been in business, what your knowledge is about digital products and coaching and marketing, whether you are a brand new beginner or you have been doing this for 10 years. It is different people at different points in their life and their journey, and they are sharing what they know. And for the most part, most people don't ask you questions or try and understand your situation before giving you an answer. They just take the question at face value and give you an answer based on what they would do. Now, often you can get as well people in these big groups who use the groups as an opportunity to get clients. And they give you answers in a way that is designed to make you feel like what you're doing isn't right and you need to follow their method or their way of doing it. And they'll often say that because they're trying to sell you something off the back of it. So this is just a little PSA to take advice that you get in big groups with a grain of salt. Use it more like you would use to get ideas, things to consider, maybe things that you could take to someone who does know your business. If you already have a business strategist or a mentor or someone that you're working with that has taken the time to ask all the questions and understand your business from a big picture perspective, they know your resources. They know what you like doing. They understand your audience, they understand you and what you are capable of, where you are at in your business journey, what you've tried, what you haven't tried, all of those things. And then say, hey, I've got this idea. What do you think about that? Or someone suggested this to me. But often people come to me so confused. They've gone and asked a question and then they've got 50 different people telling them 50 different answers. Someone will say, no, webinars are dead. Someone will ask a question about SEO and they'll get a person in a Facebook group saying, oh, don't even bother with that. There's no point now. ChatGPT has ruined SEO. Email is dead. You have to run a challenge. Don't do a high ticket offer. Don't do a low ticket offer. Everyone has got a different opinion about what works. And it could be because they have been doing their business differently. They want to run their business differently. Maybe they have different goals and making money isn't their goal. Or maybe impact is their goal, or maybe their goals are based around money and yours aren't. There are so many variables and so many things that go into advice and helping you that when you're asking a tiny little question with just a little bit of context, because you don't get a lot of room on a Facebook post or in a community post to really go into detail. And if you do go into too much detail, sometimes people won't even give you answers because they're lazy and they're like, I can't be bothered reading that. So it is a bit of a conundrum, and it's why I would just recommend to take those things that you learn as ideas, as sparks, as things that you can look into and not gospel that you need to follow, because everyone is on a different journey. Everyone is doing different things. There is no one right way to be successful in this digital product space. There are multiple ways. There are so many people doing so many different things and doing it really well, and it constantly gets proved to me that there are different ways that you can make money. There are things that used to work really well like 5 years ago or 10 years ago that just do not land now as the market matures. So this is why I say there are variables, and you need to take that into consideration and take into consideration that the people who are giving you answers don't know all your variables, and often they are well-meaning people who are sharing what works for them. Sometimes they're less than well-meaning people who are like, oh, cool, a potential client. Let me tell them why they're wrong so that I can pitch them on the offer that is going to teach them my way of doing it. And this is why I think it's important to just take it as inspiration and not actual advice. And if you do need actual advice, if you are stuck, if you are in that position where you're like, I'm feeling really lost and I don't know what the next step is, then maybe that can be the time that you need to reach out to a business strategist or a mentor if you don't have one already, and actually speak to someone who is going to go deep, who's going to do that deep dive and understand everything that's going on in your business, so they're not giving you shallow advice that might work, because that shallow advice could work. Sure, I'm not saying that it won't. I'm just saying that when it doesn't take into consideration everything about you, then maybe it's not the best advice to follow. That is my little TED talk for today, my little Sue talk, I should say. If you like this, if it resonated with you, please do give this video a like. And if you're watching on YouTube, I would appreciate if you subscribe to my channel. I always do a little bit of a happy dance every time that I see someone subscribe. So please know that it is appreciated. Have a beautiful day. See you next time.